Have you ever wondered if animal extinction is really the end? Some animals vanish from our world, only to leave behind clues which only leave legends to suggest that they might still be out there. So stay with us as we explore 7 mysterious creatures scientists claim died long ago, yet somehow refuse to disappear. Rumors persist that one of the Ice Age's deadliest predators could still be alive today. Which brings us to our first creature, the Smilodon, which roamed North and South America during the Ice Age, a predator with fangs longer than your fingers. Smilodon hunted in packs, ambushing prey with short bursts of speed. Its jaws opened nearly 120 degrees, delivering killing blows straight to the neck. It supposedly went extinct 10,000 years ago, yet the sightings didn't stop. In Patagonia, ranchers report cat-like shadows moving across the plains, leaving claw marks higher than any puma could reach. Then, in 2018, hikers in Argentina recorded a deep roar unlike any other known big cat. Even the scientists blamed wind tunnels, but locals insisted it felt like something was stalking them. Why do some believe Smilodon survived? Because the region is still filled with unexplored caves and giant prey animals, exactly the environment it once dominated. Geneticists even discovered preserved Smilodon DNA that could enable future de-extinction attempts. What makes Smilodon terrifying isn't just its bite or its size, but how it hunted silently, striking only when the victim realized it was already too late. While deep in the Amazon, where sunlight barely reaches the ground, lives a creature called the Megatherium. It is believed to be the surviving descendant of the extinct giant ground sloth. Megatherium once stood 10 feet tall, protected by skin as thick as armor. It vanished around 12,000 years ago, yet tribes say it never left, and hunters describe it as a towering beast with long claws, with a foul smell, and a single eye that glows even at night. Now, what makes people think it's real? It's because they keep finding trees torn open, and the footprints they find shows it didn't belong to humans. However, in 1937, a Brazilian rubber tapper claimed a red-haired creature chased him for nearly a mile and stopped only when he crossed a river. But scientists suggest the reports might come from giant anteaters, which made critics argue anteaters don't stand upright or tear through palm trunks. And here's the scariest part. The Megatherium is said to mimic human voices to lure people deeper into the forest. Could the world's largest shark still be hunting beneath the waves? We have the Megalodon, a 60-foot prehistoric monster who once ruled every ocean on Earth. It is said that, if ancient monsters survived extinction, none would be more terrifying than the Megalodon. Officially extinct for 3.6 million years, yet the ocean tells another story as whales were found with wounds far larger than any modern shark and sonar readings detected a longer shape. One event took place in 2013 when a tracking tag showed a sudden dive from 600 feet to 3,000 feet in seconds, as if something huge dragged the shark downward. Scientists said the temperature change matched a massive predator's stomach. Could a megalodon survive in deep trenches? Some marine biologists say yes, as ancient sharks often retreated to cold depths. What makes Megalodon terrifying isn't its size, but how it hunted by striking from below at 25 miles per hour, crushing rib cages in seconds. If anything like that still swims today, we wouldn't see it, but just feel the water shift. Is Megalodon still alive? No one has proof, but the ocean still hides more than 80% of its secrets. Next, we have Ganeura. Long before dinosaurs roared, the skies belonged to Ganeura, a dragonfly the size of a hawk, with wings stretching nearly 3 feet wide. Ganeura hunted using serrated jaws that sliced through flesh like scissors and could pursue prey for miles without stopping. People think it survived because in 2006, a French ranger reported a hawk-sized insect gliding above treetop. In the Congo, locals describe winged creatures like metal plates, and miners in Brazil claim a giant insect circled their campfire before vanishing. Scientists say deep rainforest canopies mimic the oxygen-rich air Meganeura needed. No one has ever photographed these creatures clearly, just vague shadows passing overhead. What makes Meganeura terrifying isn't just its size, but its silent speed. A predator you never hear coming. Moving on, 50 million years before modern crocodiles, a monster that is twice their size ruled Africa's rivers. It is called the Sarcosuchus, a 40-foot predator with a jaw packed with over 100 teeth. When explorers traveled through Niger in the early 1900s, local nomads spoke of a massive armored creature hiding in remote marshes. Some described it as longer than a boat, others said it dragged camels into the water. What makes people think it survived? Newly discovered bite marks on hippo carcasses that don't match any modern species. And in 2020, a drone captured a long, dark shape in a Mauritanian river that disappeared the moment it was spotted. Scientists say it's impossible, yet they also admit the African wetlands remain one of the least explored ecosystems on Earth. Sarcosuchus wasn't just big, it hunted with patience, lurking just below the surface, waiting for vibrations. One lunge, and the victim vanished in seconds. If anything like it still survives today, it wouldn't need to chase us. It would only need to wait. Our next creature, the Tasmanian tiger, has been officially extinct since 1936, but it has been seen more times than any extinct animal in modern history. It once lived in Australia and Tasmania, hunting with a stiff, eerie gait and jaws that opened impossibly wide. It supposedly vanished after years of trapping, or so we're told. And over the past decade, more than 1,000 sightings have been reported. Even farmers describe striped shadows moving across fields, and hikers claim something wolf-like followed them from a distance. Meanwhile, scientists at several universities are working to revive the thylacine using preserved DNA. But many locals believe they won't need to, because to them, the animal never truly disappeared. So if people keep seeing it, is it really extinct, or learned how to stay unseen? Now, what makes it frightening isn't even its look, but how silent it is. Unlike wolves or big cats, it stalks without making a sound or warning you. It just appears and disappears. Well, maybe extinction wasn't its end. Maybe it was its escape. Finally, the last creature on our list is haunting in a different way. A gentle giant that vanished in 1768. It is Steller's sea cow. This massive marine mammal, nearly 30 feet long, once lived in the freezing waters of the Bering Sea. It was covered in thick, bark-like skin and moved slowly through the water, too big for any natural predator to challenge. Yet, long after its extinction, sailors in the 1800s reported seeing huge shapes rising through fog, and some claimed their boats were pushed by something massive moving deliberately beneath them. More recently, sonar readings near the Commander Islands detected enormous underwater objects, matching the size and movement patterns described in historical ship logs. Scientists insisted that the sea cow couldn't possibly survive unnoticed, yet they also admit no one has fully explored those waters. So could Steller's sea cow still exist, hidden in places humans rarely reach? Some scientists say yes, because a creature that is slow and quiet could easily survive unnoticed in isolated areas where humans almost never go. From monsters of the deep to giants of the jungle, these creatures remind us of one thing: extinction isn't always the end. The world is still full of shadows, mysteries, and animals we thought were long gone. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more stories hiding just beyond the edge of the known world.